Today's date is October 5th, and welcome to another episode of Hold My Whistle. I'm Paolo.
I'm Foy.
And today we're talking about our starting lineups and, of course, our Shit to Bed Sunday. We have our very first interview with actor of the new TV show, All-American, Eion Bailey.
Former St. Inez Pirate alum.
Class of 1994. We're also going to be talking about Thursday Night Football, New England Patriots versus the Indianapolis Colts. We got playoff baseball. And, of course, we're doing a whiskey time.
Our favorite segment of the show.
Oh, I can't do this without whiskey, so. But how's your week been, Sean?
It's been a long week. Finally, it's almost game day. Well, it is game day now. It's after midnight. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. Practice. We had a good week of practice. We had some rain.
We had rain on the Central Coast.
Never happens. The last time it happened during a practice week was probably like 4 years ago, I want to say. I actually wore my duck hunting jacket out there because it's the only thing I have that's waterproof.
I love that in St. Inez, when there's an actual rainy day, half the coaching staff is wearing hunting gear.
And now that we all have semi-beards, we look like Duck Dynasty out there.
You guys do look like Duck Dynasty. But you're actually calling defenses out there and coaching out there with your camo. It's pretty funny to watch.
Yeah, it's a good look.
Yeah. Actually, for me, I actually have performed a couple weddings. You've been to one, Louis.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been asked to do another wedding in the next 2 weeks.
Man, the word must get out about you.
Agloni Wedding Services, people, get a hold of me.
I think you need to start charging people.
I'm down. I just extended my 2-year ordainmentship to a 4-year.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So would you say there's more of those on the horizon for you?
I'm thinking so. I'm knocking these out pretty. And, when people think long-term love, they think Paolo.
Now, do you write your own speech?
Well, no, I'm not I don't just rush through this. I make it sentimental for everybody, and I make it mean something. So I found out yesterday, it's a young couple. I used to work with one of them, and he's like, "Hey, are you still doing this?" Because the pasture, not the pasture, that the
Jesus
field
Christ.
for cows. It's good whiskey. It's good. It's good. We're gonna have a good review.
Okay.
The pastor can't make it. It's too fast, too soon, and they want to have the wedding pretty fast. And
is it a shotgun wedding?
It's a shotgun. They already have a baby, but they want to do it quick.
Okay.
And they called Paolo's Wedding Services, which was what I'm going to call it. You guys could get a hold of me.
Did they find you in the yellow pages?
It's the white pages.
Oh, it's not the white pages?
No, he knew me, and he's like, "Are you still doing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you guys." No, so we went out to dinner, and we talked about it, and I'm like, "What do you guys want? Here's what I have done before."
Where'd you guys go to dinner?
I took them to Fig Brew.
Oh, you took them out?
No, I recommended Fig Brew.
Oh,
they already were there. They got there early and ordered. But I was talking to Elise, like, "Hey, do we buy them? It's kind of a wedding gift." And Lisa's like, "You're doing them a service." And I was like, "Yeah, but it'd be nice too." But it kind of reminded me of like when you hosted my diaper party and you went to Fig Brew.
Oh, is that where we did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we're not promoting them too much, but
don't think you're getting another one because you've already had a kid.
Yeah.
The second kid doesn't get shit.
No.
He'll get a box of diapers and there you go.
So you're saying it's a boy?
Well, no, I shouldn't say that because it's probably a girl. That way you guys can be done.
Why would I be done?
Why would you want more than 2?
Well, because it's not 3.
It's a nice...
I'm not into just stopping at 2. Like, what makes me need to stop at 2?
Because you should stop at 2.
Yeah, I don't. There's certain things that I'll take your recommendation. That's just not a good one.
Not a good one.
Why can't the Agloni family the Agloni family is growing?
What's your number?
Probably around 3 or 4.
Around 3, because you can have like a half or.
Well, no, it would go higher.
Okay.
I would really love to go for twins. If I knocked out twins, and then I would say I'm done. But for some reason, my whole life, in my head, I'm like, I'm going to have twins. They're not my family or anything, but I've always just thought.
Okay.
I'm capable of producing twins. There's something that makes me feel more manly if I have twins. Right?
No, that has nothing to do with
I know it doesn't, but it has everything to do with me.
No, it doesn't.
I'll make it.
Oh, okay.
It'll be about me. But yeah, so hey, I'm doing another wedding. I'm pretty excited about it. And we're going to do it in 2 weeks.
No, nice. Where's the venue?
It's in Lompoc.
Oh.
It's at the grandmother's house.
Nice.
Yeah. So I asked him, I'm like, hey, is there going to be like mariachis or whatever? I don't know.
I'm always down for some good mariachi.
I am becoming a fan.
You know,
Do
live.
you ever listen to Chente?
No, I don't listen to that shit.
That guy's the OG pimp, though.
Hey, but you know, live. There's something to be said about it live.
Oh yes, live is.
You know,
When you get everyone just in those matching outfits with the.
you know, you get a little dancing going on. You know, there's some good festivities.
And
You know, I'm sure the food will be on point.
Always, if you can afford mariachi,
You better have a good taco guy.
your food's already on point.
It better be,
Yeah.
or else you're fired.
So I'm hoping. I doubt it, but I'm hoping.
Hey, you know, one can hope.
All right, well, let's get into the show. Sean, let's start off with our starting lineups.
All right, I'm going to go with a guy who really doesn't need much of an introduction. Tom Brady. You know, what do you say about the guy? Ageless.
GOAT?
The GOAT?
I don't like to throw that around, loosely, but he is the best.
Oh, hands down. I mean, everybody's going to say, whoa, well, he's lost 3 Super Bowls, but the motherfucker's won 5.
He's got to him.
Yeah.
Name a quarterback that's been to 8 Super Bowls.
None.
Yeah, not a starter.
None. You can't say enough about the dude. He just continually puts up the numbers with less than great receiving cores.
Right.
I mean, so tonight he put up 341. He had 4 total touchdowns. He actually rushed for a touchdown tonight.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty legit. You know who he threw to today and threw a touchdown to? Is Josh Gordon.
Yeah, Josh Gordon came off the schneid. You know, he had 2 catches, 50 yards, got a nice 34-yard touchdown, which was just kind of tossed up to him. But when you got a playmaker like that, you throw him the ball. Go up and get it.
Well, because he didn't get anything the week before, which is his first week back, or at least on the team.
No, he had a catch last week.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, this one, great to see him on a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Get a tub.
So in this game, Tom became the 3rd quarterback to throw for 500 touchdowns. He's only trailing Peyton Manning and Brett Favre, but in a close 4th, the other active member on the close list is Drew Brees. Drew Brees is sitting at 496.
Oh, what a tight race.
Yeah, so Tom's at 503 or 502, and Drew is at 496. So
it's one of those record-breaking years, with Drew breaking the record for completions and Tom this week. And if, Drew breaks another record this year, or at least gets into the 500 club, that's pretty impressive. It's a pretty impressive year.
Well, and, Drew Brees should have the total yardage record in like 3 or 4 weeks. I think he's only like 800 and some change away from breaking the all-time yardage record as well.
Old Drew Brees.
But let's talk about Tom.
Oh, yeah, Tom is our starter.
They did, Jason Witten had a nice segment on it tonight. I want to say it was Jason Witten, but I could be wrong. There's it was Troy Aikman. No, it was Troy Aikman. I'm sorry.
Wrong cowboy.
I knew it was a cowboy.
Well, it could have been Tony. It could have been.
No, Tony's got that distinct voice. You can tell who it is.
It's feminine.
So Troy was talking about, whether Belichick made Brady or Brady made Belichick. It was really at the point where Tom filled in for Drew Bledsoe. Coming into that next season, Bledsoe was ready to go. Belichick stuck with Tom Brady, and through it all, Troy was saying how the best part of that whole scenario was Drew Bledsoe taking it like a professional. He's getting replaced. He did everything he could to help Tom out, learn the ropes, what to do, what not to do, being that Bledsoe was taught by Bill Parcells, who arguably, from a lot of people, is one of the better coaches in NFL history.
Oh, absolutely.
The Big Tuna. Great nickname.
Oh, for sure.
So, Troy gave Drew Bledsoe a lot of props and said apparently him and Tom and Drew are quite good friends in real life.
Oh, wow.
So that's that kind of says a lot. You get replaced and you're able to look past, the ego and try and do what's best for the team.
There's a handful of guys out there that have kind of taken that role and helped out when they know their time has come. Like, for example, just last year, Alex Smith with Mahomes, he knew that they drafted him to replace him.
Yeah.
And, last year he just helped him along the way, gave him as much tips as he could, and was just a real professional about it and didn't have that. I hate to compare it to like Joe Montana, Steve Young thing, but Joe did not help out Steve.
Oh, not one bit.
Or
Brett and Aaron
right.
Rodgers. Yeah.
But I think Aaron, on the other hand, learned by example. He didn't need to have the one-on-one talks with with Brett, he just watched what he did and picked up
I'm sure he picked
the
a lot
positives.
of tips up.
Right.
Yeah.
He looks like a sponge.
But, so my starting lineup, Tom Brady, 500 career touchdown passes, 41 years old, still the man to beat, in my book, the greatest quarterback we've ever seen.
I mentioned to you, so I'm shopping with Elise at the health food grocery store in town, trying to get healthy. I'm at the salad bar, sneaking in some macaroni and cheese underneath my lettuce.
Okay.
And I'm nired out. I'm wearing my Super Bowl hat from '94, and I got my jacket on, and this older lady's like, "So you like the 49ers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of grew up in San Jose, this and that." And she's like, "Oh, I kind of mentioned a couple towns that I used to live in before I moved down here. And I mentioned Burlingame. She's like, "Well, then do you know San Mateo?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know San Mateo." She goes, "My nephew played there once in a while, like trains there." I'm like, "Who's your nephew?" And she goes, "My name's Mary Brady." And she commences to tell me that she's Tom Brady's aunt. And her husband's there. And he's like, "Yeah, we are." And we chatted up about the old school Niners and Kezar Stadium. And who was the guy from the Niners that's is it Jack St. Clair, who used to eat the raw meat? What's some old school Niner that is in the Hall of Fame? But she was telling me she was kind of old, little, maybe I don't trust her. Maybe she's a little senile. Maybe she's been telling this lie a long time because she's got the last name. Mm-hmm. But the husband giving me like hey, we talk about this all the time. I met Mary Brady, Tom Brady's aunt, today.
Okay. Well, we'll assume that's legitimate.
She said she lives in Santa Maria. I was like, "Tom, you got to hook up your aunt a little bit more than that." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was a real nice lady, and she played with Lincoln, or not played, but, interacted with him, and it was nice. So
good.
Mary Brady.
Yeah.
Guess what? Your nephew's on our starting lineup.
Good. Who do you got in your starting lineup today?
All right. It's a little funky. All right. And I'm going to go with LeBron James short game. LA Lakers have been probably the most popular team the last two preseasons, with Lonzo last year was really hype in the preseason games. And now LeBron being who he is in LA, in Hollywood town.
Tinseltown, you mean?
I'll call it it's a lot of different towns.
I've never heard it called Hollywood Town.
I'm calling it Hollywood Town. I watched the old 1950s movie, Hollywood Town.
Okay.
Anyways.
Fucking Tinseltown.
Tinseltown. He's there.
Okay.
And he's gone through, there's been always like short controversy with LeBron. Last year in the post-game interview or pre-game, he walked in with the suit short, or the short suit, remember? And when he was a rookie, he had really baggy shorts. Well, LeBron's kind of taking it back to the old school with a little new school flavor. A lot of new guys, they wear a tighter, shorter short. They show a little bit of quad. But LeBron's going to like the 1990s compression short, Wesley Snipes, Michael Jordan look.
Well, wasn't Wesley Snipes cotton? Are you talking white man can't jump?
White man can't jump.
Okay.
It's a little, it's a little funky, but he's so big and it looks weird. But I just appreciate that he's going like nostalgic.
Okay.
If it's his look for this year,
I mean, if we're comparing LeBron James now to rookie year, I mean,
those shorts were so baggy.
Well, he fills in the uniform a little bit more now. I mean, the dude's jacked. He's had to put on 30 pounds at least since he came into the league. But the
styles have changed so much too. Think about it. He came into the league, 2003, 2004?
Something like that.
And baggy gear was just the look. Remember, shorts were mid shin.
Yeah, baggy gear. And the headband is still in play because the hairline is just going back.
I'm so glad that someone in the limelight that's way bigger than me in my podcast has a worse hairline than me.
Your podcast,
our podcast. Okay. What? I'm not trying to take. I'm just talking about the hairline.
Oh,
his is worse than mine.
Well, your hairline's not bad. Your hair's just thinning.
Yeah. Well, but LeBron's short game though, it's on point. I like it. It's better than what he's been wearing, and he's trying.
Okay.
And that's why he's in my starting lineup. LeBron.
Good for him.
It's hard for LeBron to make my starting lineup. I'm not a huge fan.
Well, I mean, now you're just fully immersed with him because he's Hollywood Town.
I'm going to call it Hollywood Town. It's going to catch on.
Okay. How much you want to bet it doesn't?
We are 1,000 of fans. Okay. You're out there.
All right. Let's move on. Shit to bed Sunday. We can go a lot of ways with this. It's my second favorite because every week there's always somebody that shits the bed, either in your fantasy teams or sports in general. I'm going to stick to football because that's why I came up with Shit the Bed Sunday, because it just works out so good. I was going to do myself for keeping Chris Carson in my starting lineup, even though he was a game time scratch, and I took a big fat fucking 0. Meanwhile, Mike Davis proceeds to go off for 150 and a touchdown. I kept Chris Carson in and got a big 0. But that's not who I'm going with.
Did it cause you to lose?
No, I won in all 3 leagues again. For third week straight, I've won in 3 leagues.
You're undefeated in 3 leagues?
No, I'm 3-1 in 2 and 4-0 in another.
All right.
My 4-0 team, I have no business being 4-0. Like, Le'Veon Bell's out. Fucking Devontae Freeman's been out. Josh Gordon was out. I mean, everybody in my lineup was out, but I just kept winning. So I'll take it. But the guy I'm picking for shit to bed Sunday this week is Josh Allen.
Rookie quarterback, huh?
The recently appointed starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Had a great showing against the Minnesota Vikings a couple weeks ago. Came out, let him do a big dub. And now, this week he came out and just utterly shit himself. He looked like a rookie. He threw for 151 yards, 2 picks, 1 fumble for a whopping -8 fantasy points. And, that just doesn't get the job done, buddy.
No.
Big arm.
And compared to the other rookie quarterbacks this year, Baker's not doing bad.
Baker had a decent start. He did throw a couple picks, but his defense didn't really help him out. There was a controversial call at the end of that game. I understand that. But, if you're that worried about it, you shouldn't have been in that position to begin with.
If you had to pick a rookie quarterback right now for the guys that are in there, who would you be running with?
Who would I take?
Yeah.
Well, are you considering Pat Mahomes a rookie? Because he did play. He started 1 game last year.
No, he doesn't count.
Okay.
I'm talking about this rookie class. You got the kid from the Jets. You got Bills.
You got Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh
Baker.
Allen, Baker, and Lamar Jackson's not really playing.
Starting. But but you could take him.
I take Baker Mayfield.
Baker, right?
I mean, he's got the highest upside. He's getting the most playing time. Well, I take that back. He's not getting the most playing time. Sam Darnold has gotten more playing time. But to me, Baker Mayfield has better weapons. I mean, you look at the Jets offense. The Jets offense is fucking dog shit.
So would you say that he is deserving of the first pick then? Right now, it's that work. That's worth it?
Well, I think it's too early to say that. A lot of people jump on that wagon saying, oh, this is why he was picked number 1, blah, 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 blah. I think he needs a season to show if he was legitimate.
You can't say it on a game and a half.
A game and a half. Yeah, he came back and got him a win, but you can't say that he's like the Messiah for that team. It's going to take some time. He's going to go have his ups and downs. He's going to take his lumps. He's going to turn the ball over, but. If he keeps making good decisions and, scoring points, I mean, you just look at the difference in the offensive output from that game. Like Tyrod?
I go with Tyrod.
I think it's Tyrod. I think it's Tyrod.
And it's Terrell.
Yeah.
Terrell. Who knows?
Oh. So Tyrod Taylor, they were averaging like right around 20 points a game. Baker's first start, they go out and they score 42. I mean, that to me already says your offense is moving at a better rate. The run game was somewhat effective, even though the Raiders' run defense isn't that great. It's definitely moving in the right direction. You're putting up points. People are getting involved in the offense. There's multiple people touching the ball. The playmakers are getting a chance to make plays. So that's why I definitely would have to go with Baker.
Now, do you think that, let's go back to Josh, because he's shit in the bed. Do you think it was just a bad game? Do you think it's going to represent the rest of his season? Do you think he'll bounce back?
That's hard to say. I mean, he's
talented.
He's got a good arm. I mean, I'll give him the arm. Does he have all the intangibles of the other quarterbacks? I don't think so. I mean, he played at Wyoming. It was a wide open offense. But he played, I think it's Big Sky or
competition
or Mountain West
right.
or whatever. He wasn't playing big time competition all the time. I'm not taking it away from him. Dude still started D1 college.
Did you see how he tried to hurdle?
He did. He fucking hurdled that dude. And that was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago.
That was yesterday's newspaper. Nobody cares about that.
I'm just saying he's got some wiggle.
He's got some athleticism. I'll give him that. They don't have any weapons.
Right.
Shady looks terrible. Their offensive line is.
They need to do something for him.
I mean, their offensive line's shit. Their best receiver is Kelvin Benjamin, who just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
He disappears into fat air.
He's never really had that breakout season either.
Well, he spent the last couple of years getting overthrown by Cam Newton, so he's probably just so discouraged and hating life that he's in Buffalo now.
Yeah, it's a tough town to play into.
Yeah, there's no Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas and Bruce Smith from the early '90s, to carry the city.
Oh yeah, no.
But that's my shit to bed is Josh Allen.
All right, well, this is kind of like self-inflicted here, but my shit to bed Sunday is me. We have our first interview with a local actor from San Ynez who's doing great work in LA, and we're doing our first over-the-phone interview, and I'm setting up our mics and our laptop and everything we need to do an interview. We do a test run. Everything's looking good. And we start the interview, which everything's going well, and our system is not working for the first 8 minutes of the interview.
Yeah, it wasn't until Paolo happened to turn and look at the computer, and it's just like, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ian's talking, and Paolo's just looking at me doing hand gestures, and I'm just like, oh shit.
We're checking all the connections. We're and keeping the interview going. I'll give it to us as far as like keeping the interview going.
Did we panic? I don't think so.
No hesitation. Sean pulls out his phone, gets a recording app set up, and starts recording the interview. It doesn't sound the best on our side, but we pick up Ian really well. But it was just like, oh my God, our very first one.
Yeah.
Big hiccup.
It's like, it couldn't have gone worse for a first interview. At least we noticed it at some point, and we got some footage because that would have been really shitty.
Yeah, we have the majority of the interview, and thank God Ian's a great talker. He just filled.
Oh, yeah, he filled a lot of dead air. But, parts of the interview we did miss is, just the welcoming. He got inaugurated into the Hold My Whistle Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah, he's our first interview, and so automatically Paolo
automatically gives up the gold jacket for a first.
Well, we're going to give out jackets? I thought they were sleeves.
Oh, yeah. Sleeves.
HMW 40. Don't forget it, guys. It's still available.
There.
Yeah.
It's still there. We missed some background on how Ian played at San Ynez on the 94 team with head coach Josh McClurg.
He only played his freshman and his senior year.
Yeah, so he bookended his high school with football.
Ian knew he was going to be an actor from the very beginning.
Yeah, he had a good idea. That's where he wanted to go. But he wanted to play one more year of football, which, hats off to him. That's awesome. And
he played behind Josh.
He was Josh's backup. He was a special teamer. And he said, in his words, quote, the best team of all time, which Josh and I have proven the 93, 94 team is the second or third best team in school history.
Yeah, so Ian's right there.
Yeah. So
as far as being correct, it's debatable.
Yeah, it's definitely debatable.
There's never you never know with 1 and 2.
Yeah. So we missed some of the background, some of the memories he shared from playing high school football. He talked a little bit about his time he spent shadowing us for a couple of games. Really working into his role.
Yeah, he showed up Thursday for Thursday night practice, and he talked about that a little bit and how impressed he was with how dialed in and how much of an audition it was for Friday night.
I mean, dress rehearsal.
Dress rehearsal. What did I say, audition?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, dress rehearsal for Friday night. And, he was impressed with how, the kids were enthused about it. Everything was, Josh runs a tight ship.
Yes.
Thursday nights are impressive. We used to have a couple more Thursday night spaghetti feeds with the JV team. We only do one, and I think that's best anyway.
They're lucky they get that.
I'm absolutely agree with you. But it used to be cool for the JVs to watch how varsity runs Thursday night.
Yeah.
Because it's just a completely different machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I've been at different, I talk about when I was at West Valley, and it's a junior college, and this coach has been at the Redlands and this and that. He played for Army. Doesn't even compare to Josh's Thursday night.
Oh yeah, it's tight. We run a script practice, and we try to hit perfection as best as possible.
Yeah, so Ian was really impressed with that. He even then talks about how certain traditions that he was really into, like the coach's Friday morning breakfast. He was part of that. And so then we start talking about the TV show that he's preparing for, where he plays a coach for Malibu High. They're the Dolphins. You know, it's a made-up high school. And I ask him how much of Josh is portrayed into his character and how much he uses.
Quick trivia question for you.
Okay.
Before we transition or segue into the interview. Can you tell me what sitcom uses the Dolphins as a mascot for their high school football team?
Oh, boy. All I think about is not the high school. The only thing I think about Dolphins in the college is Blue Chips. But I can't think of a sitcom TV show.
It's pretty popular.
Is it right now or before?
Yeah, no, it's popular right now. Very hot.
Wait, and you said basketball or football?
Football. Very hot lead. Two very hot female lead actresses in this show. One of the main characters previously starred as a football coach in a movie that was shot locally.
I'm completely... Give it to me.
He played at Polk High School, number 33.
Who? Give me the answer.
It's Modern Family.
Oh.
Polk High School's Ed O'Neill from Married with Children.
All right. Okay. I watched the first couple seasons, and I haven't watched anymore. I love the show.
It's such a great show.
I love the show.
My wife got me hooked on that show.
Modern Family is great.
It's so funny.
Phil Dunphy?
Yeah.
Dude, one of the best dads of all time.
Oh, dude. That show just makes me laugh.
I just think Phil Dunphy, and I can't stop laughing.
I just think his wife Virginia Bennett from Happy Gilmore,
banging.
Oh yeah, she looks so much better now.
Oh, Happy Place when Happy goes and she's in the white lingerie with the
two
kegs of beer,
two pitchers of beer. So
banging.
So that was my little trivia question before we segue to this.
Okay, I like it. But yeah, so Ian Bailey is portraying a little bit of Josh in this interview. And here we go with the rest of our interview with Ian Bailey.
Then the director said, okay, cool. That was really great to have all that improvising. Now let's just have it more, let's do a whole stoic pass where you just kind of like give a nod here and look there and disappointed here, stoked here, but like a way more kind of Clint Eastwood version of the coach, because they're finding it out too. I'm discovering what this coach is and how he coaches, because it's the first game I've ever done it, and it's the first, in story, the first time I've ever seen this coach, and so you just kind of try different things. So then, of course, it's up to the director and the showrunner in the end which version they use, and really which version of coaching best serves the story. So basically what I did is I tried to give them what I knew to be real and give them a version of that is viable. And then they asked me to do another version that is also viable, and then they'll either use one or the other or a combination of both.
So that's really
good. But one thing that I know will be that I hope will be in the essence of the character is the man I play is entirely antagonistic to the main coach of the story.
Tay Diggs.
I used to coach Beverly Hills High School, and that guy kind of got me run out of the school and before I wanted to leave, but I ended up at Malibu High, and now I really dislike this guy because he's got an NFL resume, he thinks he's a hot shot, but really I know some things about him that I don't like at all that are kind of secrets of the story. And I just want to get under his skin. I want to basically terrorize him and trash talk him. So that's the number one thing. It's kind of like the villain of the story, but I wanted to infuse that character with what I see, because that's not Josh's nature, of course. So I wanted to infuse it with what I see in him, which is a guy who also inspires his players, inspires everyone around him, and is fun and playful with the guys, and has a real ease as well. So I what I got from Josh is not one version of just stern, regimented a-hole coach, but a guy who can also laugh with the guys about who their girlfriends are and what they're getting up to after the game, and have a relationship and a rapport of ease and and cool understanding and friendship with the guys and the other coaches. But then when it's time to bust ass, he was able to,
All right,
take no shit.
so I want to ask you a question. Now that you've been coaching the Malibu Dolphins for a couple episodes, do you think that the Malibu Dolphins could take the San Ynez Pirates?
No way.
Okay.
Not a chance.
You know,
San Ynez Pirates, they're hands down Pirates rule, man. Pirates, they take their swords and they slit dolphins' throats.
there we go.
So I was talking to Ian a couple of weeks ago too, and he was shooting. Someone's got a sign up that says "Go fish," and he was like, "Don't they know that dolphins are mammals?" That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun to see. It was so funny to see signs, that are made by like a art department team for a TV show, like that are making like pride posters for a high school football team. So it's like they don't have the same heart for it. So they do like ideas of what, all right, what's the team? They're the Dolphins. All right, what are we going to say? And,
Yeah.
they come up with shit like go fish. It's kind of ridiculous. And another one was, okay, the Beverly Hills High School team in the story is the Eagles. So we're the Dolphins and they're the Eagles, and they had this big poster of a dolphin, and it said, "Go Dolphins, ruffle the Eagles' feathers." And a couple of the guys were laughing at that, and I'm like, "Oh, that's just hardcore." Like, yeah, we're gonna ruffle their feathers.
So awesome.
Be so rough.
So, real quick, if you're comfortable, hit us with your best Josh McClurg impersonation.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, guys. Attention to detail. I want to see one, if you focus on what is right in front of you, everything will take care of the rest. Just attention to detail and trust. Trust. You trust your teammates, linemen. Trust that running backs. Trust your linemen. Linemen trust your receivers, and trust that the ball's going to get where you got to go. This is what's happening, guys. And one other thing. I want you to fucking remember to play loose. Keep loose out there. Just relax and get out there and have some fucking fun, because you guys are the San Ynez Pirates. And tonight, we're going to show the Central Coast what it is to play pirate football. You hear me? Everybody get up. Get up.
Phenomenal, bro.
Spot on.
I thought it was going to be a little tough. You were such a good actor. That was so good. That was awesome. Oh my! I was laughing away from the mic because, like, right from the beginning.
It was perfect.
Yeah, we're gonna love that. Oh, that kills me. So how long have you been acting? You've been doing this for quite a while, right?
Yeah, I did theater in high school. I did five or so plays, in between sports, and I was pretty interested in baseball, and going for that, and like I was pretty serious about baseball, and I had an inter scrimmage game with the varsity team, our junior, like the summer after our junior year, and I had hit pretty well off this pitcher who was, on our team the last time we scrimmaged. And he said to me at school, like the next week before we played each other again, he was looking at me and he was like, "All right, man, next time you're up, I'm going to hit you." And I said, "All right, if you throw at me, I'm going to charge the mound." And the rest of the day at school, he'd like see me in the hallway and he'd like, fake throw a pitch at me. And I'd pretend like I dropped the bat and like, all right, what's going to happen, and come game time. And then come game time, I get up to bat and he throws one low and tight right at my legs. I jump out of the way. I drop the bat on the plate. And he gets the ball back from the catcher and he's like, "All right." I'm like, "All right." I pick up the bat, and the next pitch, he throws again at me, and it beats me right in the thigh. And I drop the bat, and I charge the mound, and I just tackled him through a punch, and both benches from this, the all the guys on the field and and everyone on the bench, all the members of the same exact team rushed the field, and we got into this huge brawl. The catcher got his nose broken. There was blood. There was like punches thrown left and right. A full brawl.
Sounds like a typical
all the
game.
Same guys beating the shit out of each other, the same team. And needless to say, the coach was so fucking pissed.
That's that football mentality.
So I auditioned for the school in New York, this acting school called Juilliard.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to miss tryouts for senior year. But I figured, well, I was already on university, so, I'm not going to have to miss tryouts. And I came back to New York, and I showed up to practice, and the coach had this, shit-eating grin on his face. And he said, what are you doing here? I said, what do you mean? It's practice. Well, I'm here. He's like, no, you missed tryouts. Sorry. You can't miss tryouts. You're not on the team. I said, but I played last year. What are you talking about? He said, nope. Sorry.
Wow.
And that right there ended my baseball career. So I said, okay, fine. And I'll go full on into acting. It must be a sign. It must be meant to be. So as soon as I graduated high school, I moved to New York City and went to theater school, and then just started working, and I've never looked back.
That's pretty cool. So when you were at Juilliard,
so I thank that for kicking me off the team. I thank him.
Oh yeah, that sets you up for success. So hey, when you were at Juilliard, did you go to school with it's like super popular school for the arts? Did you go to school with anyone kind of popular?
Yeah, I didn't. You know what? I didn't end up going to Juilliard. I ended up going to this place called the American Academy of Dramatic Arts.
Oh, is that like DeVry for acting? Just kidding.
Is it what?
Is it the DeVry of acting schools? It's
the technical school. You also learn electrical work there on the as well, just in case acting doesn't work out. You can be
no, that's funny. So
plug in washers and dryers. No, it's a good school.
There you go.
It's one of them.
You still have to audition for all kinds of roles and stuff, I'm assuming, right?
Do I audition? Yeah.
So
yeah, I get a combination of the football show was an offer.
Okay.
So sometimes I get offers, sometimes I audition, sometimes I just take a meeting. It's a combo of all those three things.
Is there any actors that you see at all the that kind of go for the same roles as you?
Yeah, definitely. Really? Over the years, for sure.
So do you ever feel like you ever be typecasted or anything, or you're just a pretty solid actor? You're kind of all around, right? You do everything. You're a bad guy in this one, but you're still.
I don't know. I think I don't get for example, next week on Tuesday, I'm in a new show called FBI. It's doing pretty well. It's been on 2 weeks so far.
Is that the one with?
And I'm playing a U.S. senator.
Oh.
And then simultaneously, I'm shooting this show where I'm playing a high school football coach.
That's cool.
The last movie I did, I played a doctor. I've played a complete psychopathic, insane person who's been, institutionalized, who's killed people. I've played a guy who, on the opposite end of the spectrum, is like the nicest guy in the world and has, like in the star of this Christmas film, who does nothing but good deeds for people. I've kind of been all over I've been played in Band of Brothers, a soldier who's the most ethically minded guy in the whole company, and then played shiesty fuckers too. But
right.
I'm fortunate that I've got to play all of it and wanted to play all of it, which helps. You got to kind of want to do that, or else you can kind of end up on one track. But that's not interesting to me. I want to kind of feel and taste all aspects of humanity.
Yeah. Well, you know what happened is I YouTubed you, and have you YouTubed yourself before?
I don't know about YouTube.
I YouTubed you because I was
what did you come across?
The very first video, Ian, is a kissing compilation of all the girls you've kissed. I don't know who made the video, and this video and I could go down the list. We got like Michelle Williams, Susan May Pratt, Kerry Washington. I got a couple. Me and Sean both. We are huge Kerry Washington fans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay, good. Yeah, she's
I'm
cool.
a big Piper Perabo fan. I saw that there was a handful of scenes with Piper. I was a big Coyote Ugly guy.
Yeah, Maggie Q did it for me. She was great in Balls of Fury. And then I went down to the bottom of the list and saw Candace Cameron Bure. I mean, that hits you a little close to home.
Yeah, little Full House.
Full House, just a little throwback there.
So without throwing out names, I don't want to know who the best kisser or worst kisser is. But what we want to know here at Home and Whistle is get some good kissing tips from Ian Bailey.
Since you like Candace Cameron Bure, somehow it worked out where she and I have had the longest on-screen kiss ever.
Ever?
And it was because, it was the longest kiss you could ever imagine, because they had come up with an idea. We're on this ice skating rink, and we're meant to have like that final kiss in the movie that seals our love, and now we're together. That special magical moment that pull her in and they start kissing her. And they have this idea for a shot that they want to attach a camera to a drone and fly it over our head while we're kissing. And this guy, this drone operator, was, I don't know, having a little trouble from the wind or didn't know what the hell he was doing, how to fly a drone with a camera on it or whatever. And he was just having the hardest time getting it into position for the shot and holding a steady shot. So it's just like buzzing above, like 20 feet above our head. And all they kept saying is, keep kissing, keep kissing. So we're like making out the entire time while this drone is trying to get position to capture the shot. So literally the kiss went on for like 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Oh, wow. Dang.
So I got to know Candace, the inside of Candace's mouth better than I ever thought I would.
Did you just work it the whole time, or did it get like stale? You're a pro, right?
You gotta keep it going.
Keep the party going.
Professionalism, my friend. Professionalism.
That's what I'm saying. You are a professional Hollywood kisser. So if you could just give us a couple, what are some good tips to know for kissing on set, or just any general kissing tips? You're a pro, so we want to know.
Kissing tips. I'll tell you one thing that's surprising. That was surprising. You guys like Kerry Washington too, right? So in this movie, we have a full sex scene where we're both naked, intense. And it's intercourse, and it's like that. So it's not the porn industry, so there's protection, right? But you have to look like there isn't. So I figured, I'd never done a sex scene before, and I figured, well, they're going to give me some kind of like, there's some fancy Hollywood contraption you put over your Johnson, like some kind of like, like latex protection kind of jockstrap thing. And that wasn't quite what it was. The prop guy hands me an athletic sock and says, here you go.
No way. Was it like an old one too? Or was it like a was it a new like Nike sock? Or was it like an old Stripe?
Yeah, it was just, it was crusty. I had some sweat stains on it.
Oh, man.
I was surprised by that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my tips are like if you ever, when you, here's my tip for you guys. When you come across a Hollywood actress that you like any of these girls you just mentioned, if you ever see them, don't delay. Walk right up to them with purpose and authority, and grab them by the waist and bring them right into the biggest kiss they've ever had in their life. And then watch what happens. Watch them melt in your arms and decide that everything that's happened to them before was nothing. And you have become the man of their wildest dreams.
I don't know if you're setting me up for disaster, but I'm going to go for it. But hey, that's the interview for us, Ian. I want to remind our guests, hey, make sure to watch All American, right? Premiering October 10th at 9 p.m. on the CW. And you're going to be also on a episode of FBI, right?
It starts October 10th. I come into the show later on, like episode 6, I think. But yeah, it looks like I don't know this. I haven't seen the show yet, but from the trailers and the promos, it looks like it's going to be good. The scripts have been good. So yeah, I hope you guys can check it out. And thanks for having me on your program.
We totally appreciate
it. And I enjoyed being on the field with you guys. And thanks a lot.
Yeah, we enjoyed you on the field. And thank you for also being our first interviewee. And congratulations on making the Hold My Whistle Hall of Fame.
I'm glad to be in your Hall of Fame. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
right,
Ian.
Take care.
Have a good one. Bye.
All right. Good night.
So that was our interview with Ian Bailey. It was a pretty fun interview, our first one. How did you think it went, Sean?
Aside from the technical difficulties, I thought it went real well. Ian's a talker. Probably talked the legs off a chair at times, and I think he tapered it back for a little bit for us.
What a good impersonation!
Oh man, when he did his Josh impersonation, Paolo literally had to turn away from the mic because he was gonna laugh and spit all over it. It was spot on. It was very heartfelt. Yeah. And it's a good thing he's an actor because he sold us on it.
Oh yeah, I knew he was going to do good, but it's surprising. I've been like thinking about it for a while, and I was like, hey, we should ask him to do like a halftime speech or impersonate Josh, and he crushed Josh. If you get to see Josh ever in a halftime speech or when he talks to the team and needs to motivate them, you could just listen to this interview because it's the same thing.
He hit the nail on the head with that one. I was also a fan of the kissing list of some of his personal experiences on camera with some of these actresses that we have listed. If you haven't watched it, check out.
Just type in Ian Bailey into your YouTube, and it's the very first video.
Yeah, but you spell Ian Eion.
So, yeah, don't forget it. It's a different kind of
It's a different kind of Ian, but it should be the first video that pops up, and it's just a compilation of all the actresses he's kissed throughout his acting career.
Oh, yeah. Like right off the bat, like Dawson's Creek Michelle Williams, young Michelle Williams.
Super young Michelle Williams.
Oh, yeah. Still a hot Michelle Williams.
Oh, yeah. A good one that we already alluded to was Kerry Washington. I mean, how do you not say Kerry Washington on that list?
One we didn't mention was Tina Fey.
Yeah.
And, she had her moment. She's still kind of hot.
Yeah, she's sneaky cute.
But you did mention that she might be a little dirty.
I mean, I didn't say dirty. She might be kind of stinky.
She might.
She looks like she's, either had too much coffee, maybe, I need to go have a cigarette. Or she's like Molly Shannon, maybe B.O.
Yeah.
That she just gives that vibe.
Maybe you need to take off that old sweater, Tina Fey.
Yeah, that dirty rug that you're wearing for a sweater.
No, and then maybe another one for me that I thought was real hot was Mara Tierney from the original ER show. He was, there was a lot of scenes with that, and just a classic hottie.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but yeah, it's a good 3-minute video of him just making out with chicks.
Yeah, and so yeah, check it out.
Thanks, Ian, again for the interview.
It
was
appreciate
a blast.
it.
Hey, if you ever want to come on again, let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really hope actually the show he gets to do what's cool about football schedules. It's the same one every, pretty much the year after.
Yeah,
and
right.
So if the show gets a second season, I'm pretty sure he's going to get a second season. But we did talk about Tom Brady being on your starting lineup.
Yeah.
And let's talk about Thursday Night Football against the Colts.
Yeah, so I watched that. Well, I didn't say I watched all. I shouldn't say I watched all of it. I watched the first half from my phone because we were still out of practice. But the second half, Patriots looked good. Running game was going. I mean, it took them, second half, they really picked up the run game. Sony Michel looked good again. James White's just a beast in the passing game as usual. Gronk had some big catches. Not 100% out there, but he's still tearing it up. Mismatch nightmare. The Colts defensively just missing too many starters, and secondary had some breakdowns. They just couldn't hang. Andrew Luck didn't play bad. He looked decent.
He did have a couple picks, but he still threw for 340 and 3 tubs.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Hey, on a side note on that's really beneficial for you because you're playing good old Stroke McHawk this week.
I might win a game.
I doubt it. Josh's team is stacked, and he's probably going to throttle you by at least 50.
Yeah, I'm
half your team went tonight.
I did go Vinatieri and New England D. They gave up so many points.
Well, you got lucky because Josh Gordon was giving you a big fucking 0 for a while.
I knew he was going to come through.
Yeah, he got 2 catches and 50 yards and a touchdown.
Boom. That's solid.
What did that run you? 13 points?
For my flex spot, yeah, 13 points.
Uh,
I put him at the flex. I didn't start him.
oh, yeah, you did, because he's in your lineup.
I guess that. But anyways.
But back to the game.
But this is traditionally like a rivalry game. You know, I know Peyton's been gone for a while.
Yeah, it used to be real big.
Real big, but I thought it would be fun to see because of the whole Josh McDaniel coaching controversy, because he was supposed to be the head coach for him last year or this year. And he kind of backed out and went back to New England.
I think he saw the writing on the wall for Indianapolis. You know, old Mother Hubbard in the fucking cupboard was pretty bare.
But like he had his homeboys, like he wanted on his coaching staff. They moved and like moved their families to Indianapolis, and
hey, but they still have jobs though, right?
They got exactly in the NFL.
Yeah, nobody feels sorry for them. I mean, they're living their dream.
Yeah, but guess what? There's one less person I need to talk to. I got a job in Indianapolis.
Yeah, right.
Where would you rather live? They're both kind of cold, right? Indianapolis, or would you live in Boston?
I'd much rather live in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
fuck Indiana. I'm sorry.
What is there? Larry Bird statues and a whole bunch of fields.
So yeah, you got the Pacers and
the Colts. And you got a race, Indy 500. Better than Boston Marathon. Oh yeah, that's right. I got a point.
Yeah.
Boom. So hey, that's Thursday Night Football. But really, probably the most popular thing in sports right now is we're in baseball playoff season.
Yeah. It started out with a bang. You know, first the AL wild card game. You had the Yankees taking on the A's. Yankees showing up. You know, A's to me were probably the hottest team in baseball coming in, and they just kind of didn't show up. Yankees like lineup wise, too much power, too much of everything offensively. You know, they're stacked. As long as their pitching holds up, they'll be all right.
The Yankees have traditionally just always had the A's number.
Yeah.
They always, like when Derek Jeter threw that backhand.
Oh, that was such a badass play.
Oh, man, I just
Wasn't
cried.
It against Giambi?
Yeah. Oh.
And then
they picked them up.
Yeah, the next year. And I think they won a ring the next.
Oh, dude, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I don't know what the A's do, but they just, you know, and we know what they do as far as like, hey, they play some farm baseball, small baseball. They get through, you know, they win tons of games. And, you know, the city falls in love with them every year. And they make you believe.
It keeps them coming back.
They make you believe. And you're right there. And then the fucking Yankees come to town.
And then the bottom falls out.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, so, you know, I had the A's in my starting lineup a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Paolo was a little hurt by that, you know. But what are you going to do?
Hey, I'm proud of him, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe one day they'll finally have.
Do you get a participation trophy for losing to the Yankees every year?
I'm sure they will. You know, maybe they'll be able to spend some money on a fucking stadium because
the Coliseum,
probably the worst baseball stadium in the country is the Oakland A's.
Oh yeah, who wants to go there? Like
nobody wants to go there. You have to hit 500 foot home runs just to get it out because that place is a fucking gigantic park.
So what other games happened this week?
So today we had the Brewers and the Rockies play, and the Dodgers and the Braves. So Rockies lost a heartbreaker in 10 innings, 3-2. That is, I wanted to say it was the 7th straight playoff game they've lost by like from scoring 2 or less runs.
Or in extra innings?
Not extras, just in terms of scoring, you know.
Okay.
They have a high potent offense that just got shut down by the Brewers today. You know, it took extra innings. I saw an interesting tidbit. Christian Yelich, Thousand Oaks kid, for the Brewers, was the first Brewers baseball player to homer in his first playoff game appearance.
So that's very cool. Central Coast kid.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. God, the league just hates the Rockies because they're super good. But they drew a very tough matchup going into Milwaukee. Milwaukee's been playing great baseball. You know, they're doing it like offensively. They got some sticks. Pitching has been like overperforming in my opinion. You know, they don't really have that marquee pitcher. They just got a bunch of guys that seem to be holding their own out there, and you know that's props to them.
Hey, and you know, like, you know, having a good bullpen or at least a confident bullpen who's throwing good is super key to having a successful playoff run.
Right. I mean, that's what it takes. You got to be deep. You got to be deep at starting pitcher. You got to have guys that can, you know, in a pinch could throw 2-3 innings and you not blow the game wide open for you.
Right.
Then that back end guy to come in, and when you have that lead and get the 27th out, it's a lot harder than it looks. Mariano Rivera did it for so many years, making it look easy. Then you got these dudes that come in and just can't do it, and it's one of those. It's a mentality. It's all mentality.
Yeah, come in and snipe it out.
Exactly. So you had game one there going to the Brewers, and then in everybody locally, the Dodger Brave game, it was actually televised for everybody that doesn't have Time Warner cable. You got to watch it on MLB Network.
Doyers.
Yeah, Doyers. The Dodgers games never get shown anymore because due to however DirecTV and Comcast do it, KTLA is no longer available. And that's what they used to air it on, Channel 5. Back in my day, it was Channel 5. But every time
they came with fire, right?
Oh yeah, Jock Peterson hit a home run in the first inning, I think, and then Muncy hit a 2 or 3 run bomb, and they had Hyunjin Ryu pitch today. I want to say that's how you say his name, but I know his last name's Ryu.
We're going to put that on the list of hardest names to say this year.
God, it's no Tui Toagavala.
No.
I just can't say that kid's name.
No.
Dodgers put a whipping on Mike Fulton-Weiss. I want to say that.
I'm just going to say it's Manny Machado. Having him in the dugout.
Nah, he had an error today.
Help the team, motivate them to pick up their step. Like, hey, you got to catch up on this.
They won 6-0. I'm sure they were doing fine. They got Clayton Kershaw on the bump tomorrow. Kershaw's pitching against Anibal Sanchez. They're in L.A., so that place will be packed. I got some friends that are going to that game that went to game one as well. You got everything else really opening up. Colorado and Milwaukee are going again. Tyler Anderson's on the hill for Colorado versus Jolice Chassin. Yeah, used to be a Brewer. And then the AL games are opening up as well. You got Yankees, Red Sox. What a good opening series that'll be.
Dude.
J.A. Happ versus Chris Sale. Very interesting matchup there. Sale, just dirty southpaw, throws hard, strikes out guys. Spent some time on the disabled list this year, but looking to bounce back. Going against J.A. Happ, a middle of the year acquisition. I want to say they picked him up from the Blue Jays. And, he's just he's the Swiss Army knife. He can be he's a he could be a middle reliever. He could close a little bit. He can go out and start and give you 5-6 solid innings. And then you got Cleveland at Houston. Corey Kluber, probably a front runner for the Cy Young, going against Justin Gaslander. What do you say? You got two guys that throw hard and a lot of strikeouts, and Houston needs to pick their game up a little bit if they want to repeat, but they have enough talent there to do it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well,
that's baseball for tomorrow.
Dude, I'm excited. I might watch a couple games.
Are you?
I have to.
I think you do.
Yeah.
Because I think I did all the talking for baseball.
You always do.
Oh yeah,
I'm picking it up. I'm working on my baseball game. I guarantee next season, starting from the beginning of the season, I'm going to be on point.
All right.
You know what I want to do? I want to go to spring ball.
Yeah, I thought about it, but then I really don't want to.
No, not one time. Go to Arizona.
Fuck no, it's way too hot.
Play a little Top Golf.
It's way too hot.
You don't want to play Top Golf?
If I play Top Golf, it's going to be in Las Vegas.
All right. Well, hey, I got the equipment yesterday. Right, I'm driving through Lompoc. Got to stop at Liquor Emporium. Want to get a new bottle of whiskey for whiskey time. First time I've been there in a while. I think last time I went there was to get a fishing license.
Or a porn mag, because they used to have great porno section.
Do people still get porn mags?
I doubt it, because it's all free on the internet now.
Seriously, I think of my childhood and just like wrinkled up porn mag pages.
Or stuck together?
No, we had to keep that stuff, lasting. I didn't want it to get rid.
Yeah,
I wasn't that much into the
disgusting, Paolo.
Come on, Sean. No one looks at that kind of stuff.
So Liquor Emporium.
Anyways, Liquor Emporium. I go in there and I'm looking for a certain whiskey that people have been recommending to me, and they don't have it, but I meet one of the employees there who actually ends up being the owner, and he kind of knows who we are. At least his football coaches in San Ynez, and his brother-in-law plays on the team right now, and we just start talking it up. He knows about the podcast. I show him a little bit of whiskey time, and because the whiskey that I wanted wasn't there. I was going to go to one that Josh recommended to me, the Colonel E.H. Taylor.
Yeah, very
And I saw the
smooth.
bottle there, and I was like, hey, I'm going to pull the trigger on this. We'll do the Colonel. Let's see how it goes. He goes, bro, try this. He goes, if you like E.H. Taylor, this is just as good, and it's like $15 cheaper, but who cares about the price? He goes, what we're drinking, he goes, this Henry McKenna, 10-year-old whiskey, single barrel, is legitimate. You need to try it out. And he just was so passionate about this stuff. He was telling me, hey, it's distilled in Hillhaven Distillery. It's one of the best in America. It's a single barrel, which is very rare. Most teams, they do the small batch, and he goes, it doesn't happen very much anymore. And then, which you think, there's not too many whiskeys that actually put the year stamp, the age of the whiskey.
Yeah, it's written in ink.
And he's like 10 years. He goes, it doesn't happen. He goes, 100 proof. He was so passionate about the whiskey, and he loved that we had a whiskey time.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, you just have to try this. I was like, bro, I'm going to come to you for recommendations all the time. He should be one of our whiskey bros. Like, if we go out and do like some kind of whiskey thing, he knows so much.
Good.
And so I just took his word for it, and he was right. He told me, I drink it at room temperature. He drinks it neat, and it's one of the best. He goes, even if you want to drop an ice cube into it, he goes, it opens up beautifully. My boy Mason from Liquor Emporium was absolutely correct.
Oh yeah.
Again, this is the second time Sean's been drinking, something on the rocks by itself, and I totally recommend it. Go out, try some Henry McKenna, the single barrel, 10-year-old bourbon. It's awesome.
Yeah, with some good stuff.
Yeah. But that's pretty much what we got for the show today. Kind of excited about the Red River rivalry this weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah. Who
Texas,
you got?
Texas,
You got
Oklahoma.
Texas?
No. I didn't say that. I was just saying
okay.
Texas, Oklahoma.
Who you got?
I'm taking Oklahoma.
You got to, right?
Oh.
Boomer Sooners.
Dude, Kyler Murray's just too good.
Longhorns down. That's what we're saying. Hey, that's our show. Let's hit the music and get out of here, Sean.
All right, have a good one.
Peace.
Can you blow my whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together